Boys! Surprise, we're back. Psych. You guys thought we were done for the day. I did too, actually. So we have to stream this one. This is a special request. We must do this one. We are doing a full ceramic windshield before we have this other appointment coming in after that. So the days kind of unfortunately got a little scattered again. But we have, 50. We need to do 50. Let me make sure I have that. 1 second. My headset? Is my headset not hooked up? There it is. Okay. Where's my phone? Oh, good. Sorry. I had to make sure I had it. I know I have it. I had to make sure. I knew where it was. Daniel Reyna. Daniel with the 5, thank you. Wow, another video. Wow, master. Yeah. So we're doing one more. We're just gonna kind of jump into it. Thank you so much. So I don't want to feel like I'm rushed, but so we ran a little bit behind with the other one. I just want to get to the point where I feel like I'm caught up. So this one was actually super cool guy that brought in this Camry. We tinted it a couple weeks ago now. We did 35, and I believe 5 on the back in ceramic. And now we are doing the full windshield. So we're going to be doing that in 50%. Full ceramic action. And it's one of those things where it's like, gotta do it. So he's also a fan of the channel, which I much appreciate. So it's here. We didn't do the rest of the car on stream because we had just done that was the day we did the floor live stream. So now we're catching up, and we're at least doing the full windshield live, which will be cool. How many cars on average do you do a day? Not very many here. I do more over at my glass shop account, where there I'll tint usually about 3 to 4 full cars and a mix and match of like windshields and front doors kind of thrown in there too. I'm steering away from just a fully booked schedule. It's something I used to do, and you just kind of like grind it out every day and keep going. But I like to just kind of be a little bit more laid back. Make sure everything turns out a little bit better. We have time to stream it too, because that is more fun. Is that too high? It seems a little high. I'm missing GME today. It shot all the way up to 300. Came back down to 275. Ooh, it's getting spicy. What's the tape? It's nothing. It's out of stock. It's Glass Aid. And what I use it for is to keep glass safe. So white line to help cut it out because you can see it. So, put it down while everything's there, and then you can see it underneath the film. Makes it a little quicker to cut out, but also safer. No risk of scoring the glass here. I'm actually glad I ended the stream and come back. I feel like it's a little bit of a reset for me. Rather than scrambling to like keep going. Kind of like get to take a minute, readjust, and then bring it back on for its own dedicated one. This definitely deserves it. Okay, sneeze. Nope. Stop it. No sneeze. So, we have a little bit of time to set this up. And spray that. What I mean by that is this has to dry. So normally we would do this first and then let the rest of it dry. And then go back through and tint the windshield. But in this case, since it's the only thing that we're doing, we have a couple minutes to kind of get that, let that sit, and then untangle ourselves from earlier. Any issues shrinking over the glass aid? I don't think so. But some people will say that it starts to grab a little bit. I don't just say that because it's my own thing. I can zoom in a little bit. You can see it start to bunch up a little bit over the glass aid, but with my style, I tend to pull shrink towards the ends a little bit or blow some heat and get it to curl. And then you can also put the heat gun really close, and then that will like tighten all those edges up. So after I do that, I'll cut it out, pull the glass aid, and then shrink those edges. But that was something I was doing anyways. Canon. What up? How y'all doing? Yeah, so I really appreciate this. This is like super fun to me, and I don't exactly know how I'm gonna handle this too at the same time. So I'm starting to have a handful of people that actually have seen the channel and like the stream. And I want to be able to stream everything that comes in that has seen the channel to some regard, like if it's like a full thing that we can bring on. So this has worked out really nice, actually. But yeah, I don't know exactly how I'm going to handle this in the future. Been tinting with Solar Guard for a bit now. What are your opinions on this film? Good. Solar Guard, they were always a little thin, except for their Galaxy line. And that's what I didn't like about it, is it feels a little like tissue paper, but it does last, as far as I know. Solar Guard's a good company. I got to check out GME, I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Whoa, we had a crazy spike to 294, almost 300 today, and now it's sitting at 270. What is AMC doing? I'm not in AMC. AMC up 100%. Good God. That's probably what it has to do with GME right now. What's up? I found your channel yesterday. Now I'm here to stay. Love the work. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. I put a lot into these things, so I always appreciate when I got somebody else that appreciates it too. Double appreciation. Okay, so it's mostly dry. Just a little bit. So when you're dry shrinking, whatever you put down, you want it to dry. That's the point. I think I'm going to have to get some more 50. Hey. Thank you. Who was that? Ken Glad, how you doing, man? Been watching, thank you for the 5. Been watching since the beginning. Congratulations on your growth. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's come a long way. It doesn't even
Ken Glass
really even
super
feel
chatted
like I'm here.
$4.99. Been watching since beginning. Congratulations on your growth.
Being in a shop, I've learned a lot about like building some type of a client base, and it just takes time. Good customer service, good work, and time. Creative advertising can help too, but so for me, it's like it's more of an accomplishment to be able to like stream what I do than actually be in the shop, because that's my goal is to figure out how to just keep doing that. Running the schedule is a bit of a challenge, because you have some people that know what I do, and more people that have no idea what I do, but have maybe seen a video or something. So it's cool. It's starting to build. What's GeoShield's longevity? Have you tasted? I have not tasted. No, I've tasted a little bit. But everything's got a color stable lifetime warranty except for their 5-year ceramic. So this is the color stable lifetime good Pro Nano stuff. Everything's good. They've been around since 2005, early 2000s. So they've been around a number of years. I should double check. But yeah, they're no strangers to the film business. And they've always been trying to push in the nano-carbon, nano-ceramic direction since that's been a thing. So that's what a wet spot looks like. Not a big deal at all, just be careful. So that's why you want to let your dryer sheet dry. If you just card over that, sometimes the film won't quite shrink there, or you'll crease it or whatever. So yeah, this is their Pro Nano. Pro Nano, because it's pro. How to clean a windshield before tinting? We will do that, because we have to tint this one. So you will see the whole thing. If a windshield is relatively clean already, there's not a ton that you have to do. There's just good practices to keep in mind. So most of what I have are not quite as VTech as what we tinted earlier. So there's going to be a lot more cleaning involved with something like that. With this one, it's already pretty well taken care of. You can just look at the state of the car. It's clean. So as long as there's no extra stickers and stuff, like, yeah, it's really straightforward. Yeah, so with this glass aid, I get the heat gun really, really close. And I do that same thing without it. But you have the ability to get it really, really close, and it's not going to harm it. Not going to harm it. It'll just flatten out. Yay. I feel like I had a good hard reset. I really do. cool. It's this one. So this one has this nice big cutout and border around it, so there's nothing you have to worry about. You wouldn't want to cover up that camera system either. They're starting to put those in a lot of vehicles now. They can be, you know, used for braking, they can be used for lane assist, they can be used for distance, for cruise control, just a number of things. So those systems I would never cover. So the fact that it's all kind of buried anyways is a good thing. My RFID tag stopped working after I got my windshield tint. What'd you get your windshield tinted with? On the off chance that it's a metallic. Window film really shouldn't have any impact on signals. It's just like there. I had a question about this too. From a client before we tinted his windshield. He was getting a radar detector, and he was wondering if it would affect it at all. And I did some more digging because I just said no, but let me just double check because it's been a long time since I've had that question. I don't think so because it's polyester and dye in between it with ceramic and carbon. There's carbon particles, but the only things that ever had the trope of messing with signals was metallic films. So they did a very extensive test with like meters and stuff, and it had absolutely no effect. No more effect than the glass had on it. So it shouldn't affect a tag. What's the white strip? I call it Glass Aid. It's a very thick tape that you can cut on. It's currently out of stock everywhere. But it's my own little thing. So I cut on that rather than cutting directly on the glass for big pieces of glass like windshields and whatnot. Still use stainless. And you can still get away with cutting on glass, but with the big pieces especially is where I'm like, I started to see lines more often than not, and that really freaked me out. So I had to figure out something that wouldn't slow me down, but would still keep everything safe. So that's where that came from. Alrighty. So yeah, like I was saying, this has just this big old housing in the way. No problems there. Got these little strings, we can just tuck them up there. No problem there either. It might be worth pulling just the paneling away and take out the mirror, but it's not something you always have to do. Let me go get a longer squeegee here. It's a double-sided tape? No, single-sided. It just sticks to the glass. Double-sided wouldn't work. Give you a lot of little problems. And fine line tape doesn't work either. Or no, fine line's the pinstriping. Pinstriping will kind of work a little bit, like it'll give you that white appearance, and you can cut on it. So it'll help as a guide, but it's not going to keep the glass safe. It's very thin. Woo! We did that pretty nicely. Sweet. That doesn't always go super smooth. What is that? Ooh, okay. Nice. I'm glad I saw that. Little carbon specks or something. If you see little black specks on a windshield, definitely gonna razor blade the full thing. Is Glass A just thin vinyl? No, it's not thin, it's 10 mils. You go find me a 10 mil vinyl. That's what I was saying about the pinstriping. So you can get pinstriping, like here, get Glass Aid, get vinyl, get pinstriping, and compare them all. So somebody asked about cleaning a windshield. If I see little specks and stuff, this is really something you need to do on pretty much all windshields. Some of them are clean enough, but I've been burned enough times lately on windshields where I'm just a little careless with the cleaning because they seem like they're really clean. And then all of a sudden there's like a little adhesive in like a corner or something that I missed. So the main areas that there's going to be stuff is this bottom corner, this top corner. You have oil change stickers, you have whatever stickers, and then you have inspection stickers in other states. And then every once in a while there'll just be some random adhesive along the window or little specks or something that you need to bump off. So what I saw was these right away. I would have scraped over these. Oh, they almost seem like carbon specks, but not quite. They came off clean. So here and there, I'll come across like little speckles on even factory windows. And whenever you see that, pay a lot more attention to what you're cleaning, because you never know what's gonna just jump out at you. Something will always sit in those hard to reach areas, and then you'll have the whole thing tinted and you'll see that and you'll be like, no! The Darth Vader no. No! So we're doing pretty well. Let's grab our clay bar, give it one more swipe, squeegee. What kind of blades? Oh, just simple razor blades, one-sided razor blades. These ones are stainless. They don't have to be. You can use any razor blade from like local hardware stores or whatever. When you're cutting window film, you're going to want to use stainless steel blades. They're about 20 bucks a pack. The clay bar? So this is a synthetic clay bar. I also sell these. But whatever synthetic clay bars that you want to use are good. So you can find these, you can find both of them, mytintstuff.com. Clay bars help with cleaning, those little like extra specks and stuff. They're more effective on the back window though. Spray, squeeze, spray. Absolutely. Do they help with the white spots on the tint? Yes, for sure. They're not gonna meet, like, a bad technique is still a bad technique. So you gotta practice a lot. But it's one of those things that you can do to definitely help yourself out. Like, you could clean a window 30 times in a row and still have a bad tint job, depending on how you installed it. Most of the dirt is just, it'll kind of show you where you messed up. So like if you had problems trying to tuck in the film, generally you'll see a patch of dirt there. Anywhere you fight with the film will do something like that, or has the potential to do something like that. Spray, squeegee, spray. That's right. All right, we are all prepped, ready to go. Where can I buy good quality film to practice? Go to Tint Depot. Tint Depot has a lot of different options on film. I'll always recommend them for practice especially. You don't need expensive film for practice, but there are a couple little things with like cheaper carbons that'll give you a difficult time to practice with. So I'll recommend a 1.5 mil film, and I'll recommend it to be probably a dyed film. Those are going to be the two things that kind of give you a real world comparison there. Dyed will make it a little easier to shrink. Carbon films, they're not bad at shrinking. They're just slower at shrinking. So sometimes you'll get a really big misrepresentation of like what it's actually like to work with a different film. And some inexpensive films can shrink amazing. You're really just learning like a lot of the practical stuff. What a more professional film is going to give you is better performance and longevity. You can still have a really good looking cheap film. Absolutely. But is it going to last? Is it going to cost you more money down the road? That's where the differences really are. Is this 50? Yes, it is actually. Just got a box of C2 for windshields. Very cool. Hope you like it. C2, I mean, I of course I'm always going to give it to ceramic, but like, in terms of bang for your buck, C2 is really, really solid. So you get that carbon performance out of it. You can save a little bit of money with it. It's just that nice all-around in-between. So like for a state like Michigan, I think it fits in pretty well. You'll always have better heat rejection and performance out of a ceramic. So going all ceramic is obviously going to be better, but it is more expensive. So like this one. This is a $200 windshield here. He went all out, which is awesome. go. Hey man, that Honda CRZ windshield was a nightmare. I remember you asking about it. I've never done one either. Yep, it definitely didn't look like it would be fun. If I get one, I'll stream it. The more rare ones for me to get are Toyota, Honda, and all those. For the most part, you see, what do you see? You see Mercedes, you see Chevy, you see, I don't know, just go back through the library. You get a lot of like mid-tier domestics. That's what I get more often than not in this area. There's a Chrysler plant really close to here too. So eventually we might get one. Same thing with the, was it Tacoma back window? I can't tell you the last time I've ever even seen one. I just don't get them. That'll probably mean that I actually get one, but you know how it is. All right, here we go. The scary part. We want to get this bottom edge as close as we can. Get this side all taken care of here. And just slide her over. Ooh, that panel. That might be a problem. That panel pushes a little bit against the glass. So we're probably, did we get it? Oh, we snuck behind it. Yes. So if your paneling pushes against the glass, you have to lift it up. If you're lucky enough to sneak it underneath, sweet. It wasn't pushing up as hard as what it could have, but yeah, it can easily become a big problem. Go up a little bit more. Woo! Same thing on this side. Yeah. See, that flexes a lot? You can just pull that back. That's a good thing. Not something that I was too concerned with. I just didn't notice it until I had the film in the way. So they can potentially be problems. Stuff like Audis and stuff, those will be more problematic. Sorry, just want to make sure of something. I wasn't sure if my mic died or not. That. Make sure all your edges are covered, because we don't want any gaps. I think we're good. Look like we're pretty good here. Sweet. Then the final squeegee. Hey, here's no. Cool. Also, be really careful when you're squeeging up against those panels. Like, there's this weird little spot. So, this was more a problem with back windows, especially older cars. So, this one is fine, but it reminds me of just a situation I'd run into a lot, where your edges you cut really close to the border, and then sometimes the paneling can like sit right on that edge. And the way that they make it is to put a little bit of pressure there, so where it's just resting, so the tint bumps up against it, and then you cut it like slightly bigger, and you just need it to tuck right in that little spot, but it's like the panel is pushing against the tint. So you pull the panel back, slide the film underneath, cool, and then you bump the panel, and the panel scoots forward and then picks the film back up. God, that would drive me crazy. That used to happen. That used to happen quite a bit on some older cars. I forgot where I put this guy. So we're all good on this one. No concerns there. Well, slight concern until we found out that you could pull it back really far. Got one small finger that we gotta heat out. Looks like everything else is going pretty well. Yes. Good. Cool. Do you recommend going to school for tint? Not initially. It depends on what your budget is too. If you're, so there's not a ton of expense in getting into window film, but it still can be significant. You know, you got a couple $100 in most of the tools. That is negligible, honestly. Then you have most of your expense in getting window films, especially wasting a bunch of window film when you're practicing. So what I would recommend is get some supplies and just start practicing on your own vehicle and see how you like it. And then really watch as many videos as you can. Try to get some stuff tinted, like your own, and practice, practice, practice. So tint your own car, and then remove the film and do it again, and then remove the film and do it again. Practice on your own car a bunch, and then when you feel it's more comfortable, because every time you do it, it's going to look that much better, and you go that much faster. So that's the whole point. At that point, if you can do your car a couple of times, or you're just like, okay, I kind of getting the hang of it, but I just need, so, you know, I could really use some help. Then you kind of, when you go to a class, you know what to look for. Classes, you have anywhere from usually like 3 to 5 days. So you want to make the most of that time. You learn a lot no matter what, but having the edge of at least messing around and handling some film is going to give you a really big advantage. I was at a class where I was surprised about half the class had never touched window film before, and I was like, wait, what? What? Just like, it seemed like something interesting to get into. It's like, oh, okay. Have you seen some videos? No, not really. Oh, okay. This will be fun. Teaching, having as a teacher, trying to teach people from the ground up within 3 days is really challenging too. So that's where it's like, you know, if you take a class, go take a refresher if you've never done it before. So you take like the initial one, get started, get some film, get pointed in the right direction, and see how that goes. And then take another class. Or start and then take a class. Either way, yeah, it's investing in yourself. Really, really good idea. Still thinking of doing it. I don't have anything official, but I don't know. I've been asked enough. Yep, just that little guy. Dang. Just made some dollar off of AMC. Woo, you guys. You guys are making a killing on AMC today. I'll be honest, I've looked very deep into GME. I'm still in GME. I think GME is going to do some crazy shit. I did not see that quite being the same case with AMC. But I'm very happy for the people that are in AMC. I didn't look into it on the same scale, but holy shit. Yeah, AMC went up like crazy. 100% today, too. That's nuts. Let me check GME really quick. What time is it? 2 o'clock? This is falling over. Yeah, whenever we've been streaming for any significant amount of time, this thing seems to like give up on me too. You invested in crypto? No, I didn't touch crypto. I'm just really cautious about it all. Woo, still up, 97 and looking relatively strong too. That's crazy. Good job. No, I'm not a big trader or anything. I started to learn like penny stock patterns, high volatility and whatnot, like look at a bunch of it. Then I noticed I was just chasing everything. And the best gains that I ever made was just being patient. So there was only a couple of those. But it was like figuring out the right story and kind of letting that all play out. It gets boring. It gets real boring because there's a lot of days where nothing happens. But the whole GME thing is crazy, honestly. Missed out on the GME rally a few months back, but I'm happy I hit on AMC. As far as I'm concerned, GME is far from over. But yeah, congrats on AMC, man. That's awesome. There's like this small little, do we dare? There's a small little speck right down there. I think we can fix it. This is probably my OCD here coming to haunt me. Let me see. I think we got it. Oh yeah. See how that panel pushes back? If that wasn't the case, I don't think I would have just done this, but I think we just got that out. Yay! Okay, cool. We saved it. There's just like it's in a tough spot. When you have a significant speck in a bottom corner, ooh. What percent is the front windshield? We're doing 50. Yay! Okay, cool. I was debating. I was like, it's got a speck there, but it was bigger. I don't want to just leave that. Do I dare pull it back? It at least worked out, so good stuff. Bigger specs will actually like come out easier than small ones. Small ones actually will kind of like dig themselves into the film. If it's a bigger one, you can kind of just pry it out really easily. So, big hair, big spec, much higher chances of success. And it depends on where it is, but alrighty. It came back. It came back. Heat gun, towel. Let's get this thing out for good. Whew. What's your favorite thing to tint on a car? I don't know if there is a favorite thing. I just like when the whole thing kind of goes smoothly. That's all. Not too many obstacles in the way. And it just kind of like, kind of all goes well. Are those the customers? Yeah, I have a 2 o'clock that I should have said 2:30. And then this one was my 1 o'clock for a full windshield. And we did a live stream early this morning because it was something a little bit more interesting because of how different it was. And 2, he was a fan of the channel, and I always have a soft spot. It's like, ugh, if you're a fan of the channel, like, how can I not stream it? So this guy, I felt bad. He did his whole thing in ceramic, but we didn't stream it the first time. But he hung out when we talked about live streaming the whole time. It was the day that I did the floor stream, and I brought it back for the windshield, and then I already had the live stream, and I'm like, all right, I can do it. So everything was still kind of already running. The live stream was still going, or not the live stream was going, but the headset, I didn't shut it off or anything, and I was like, all right, I can throw a thumbnail up here, we'll get this streamed. Nothing ever goes smooth when tinting. No, that's not true. Eventually, you try hard enough, you keep at it, and you'll work through all the bumps. I think it's statistically impossible to not be able to eventually work through everything. The more you do it, the more you can juggle. God, she just doesn't want to stay down. Just that little finger. There we go. We're getting it. There was like one little sideways finger that I kind of just like left alone. And I'm like, yeah, it'll be fine. And then turns out it just kept popping up, so it's all good. It's all good. You tint cut yourself or machine? All by hand. Where are we at? 269 on GME. Pretty sideways now. Run might be over today, or there might be an afternoon one. Congrats on AMC. That's crazy. 90% still. Woof. Alrighty. Well, it was a short stream. It was a sweet stream. But we did it. 50% on the full windshield. Ceramic. We've already done ceramic around the rest of it. So that was in, not another stream, but previously. So, Thank you guys for tuning in again. We will be back tomorrow. We have an afternoon appointment that we're going to be streaming, so 1 o'clock, about that time we're going to be streaming. So hope you guys learned something on this one. Ever tried headlight tinting? I have one video on taillight tinting that would be very, yeah. It's not my strong suit. I'll just say that. So let me shout out the super chats. We had two on this one. Coming back for this stream, too. Ken Glass, thank you. And also Daniel Reyna, thank you again. Much appreciated. Alrighty, you guys. You have a good one. Thank you for tuning in again. I always appreciate when you guys are here. So tomorrow 1 o'clock, we'll have another one. So have a good one. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.